All right, good morning and welcome back to Boisterous Cock Farmstead. So it's been a couple weeks since I spread all the composted horse manure out on this little pasture area that I've got here. And for those of you that didn't watch, I'll put a link in the description over to that other video. And so basically what I did was, in the first two sprinkler zones here, I just spread a variety of dry grass seed and covered it up with this composted manure, spread it out by hand so it's not entirely even. But whoa, you okay?
Okay.
I have had mixed results. So the two zones that I planted, this first zone here, there's actually quite a bit sprouting up, and I'll show you some close-ups of that. But then that second zone, there's almost nothing coming up. So I don't know if the quail, there are a lot of digging locations around there, so I don't know if the quail are just getting over there and, you know, if it is sprouting, if they're getting the sprouts before they're able to establish themselves and just pulling them out of the ground, or if they're actually getting the seed itself, or what's going on. But this first zone is actually very encouraging, so we'll go with that. What?
What?
So here we can see there's actually quite a bit of grass that's popping up, in addition to, hey, I'm trying to shoot some video here, in addition to some native species like tumbleweeds. But it's all over the place in this zone. And then we move over to the other zone over here, and there's virtually nothing growing. You can see there's no green, but there are a lot of little dig spots. And I can see the quail in here early in the morning when I come out. So there's a little dig spot there. There's a few little dig spots there. One over here. Yep, there's TT. And then over here, what I did was I actually this is where I soaked the wheat grain and cast it out, and then just threw some dry seed, different grass varieties out here. And this is some of it's coming up, but there's at least native vegetation, tumbleweeds coming up as well. So as long as something grows out here, that's better than nothing, because as you can see, that hard pan dirt is what we had before. Then it's pretty much all of the vegetation that's growing out here is only growing in these little spots where there's just a little bit of organic matter. So since I'm having some success, we'll just keep doing it. I mean, it's just a matter of work for me and making sure that I don't kill myself in the heat. But I'd like to at least get this pasture completely covered with some compost this summer, before the summer hits. So that's probably another 3 trailer loads of compost, I would imagine, somewhere around there. And I'm not going to spread any seed or water in those areas, and we'll just rely on the annual rainfall to bring some moisture, and we'll see what pops up. So that one's more of like a planning for the fall and winter, and hopefully there's enough stuff that can establish during the summer here that my pigs have at least a little bit I can rotate them in here periodically to try to help alleviate the feed costs. But all the other animals are doing well. I did rotate a couple pigs. I did rotate a couple pigs over into my market finishing area where I've got 2 market hogs, and then I've got 2 smaller ones that aren't doing quite as well on the sprouted fodder and the corn stalks diet. And so I brought them in to try to help get them a little bit more stored fat. Come on. Hey, you left your block. Asher, you left your block out there. So I've just been rotating the ones that have been struggling to keep their weight on over into the market pig area, and they're getting a good amount of grain when they're in there. And I've already taken one of the barrows out because he was getting too fat, and I'll just keep doing that. I've got, basically I just have a little bit extra in that bucket so that I can rotate and just make sure that my just make sure that my market hogs are not getting too fat. I've got the one that's going to the butcher here in about 3 weeks, and when that one leaves, I'll reconfigure everything, because the way that my other hybrid that's in there is responding, she's not going to need to be on full grain that long. So I might actually throw a few of the other hybrids in there. And also that one's connected to the pasture area, and that's coming along pretty well. I haven't reseeded that, but we're getting some good growth coming back here. I'll show you that here. And here's the market hogs here. So this one here in the foreground, this one here is the one that's going to the butcher first, and then the one over the shoulder is the one that'll be going in September. So she's got plenty of time. And then these are the 2 that needed a little bit of help getting some weight back on them. Okay. So that is about it for the update, what's going on around here. I've been repairing and filling in holes on the old roof decking that I pulled off when we redid the roof 3 years ago, and I'm ripping that down and going to paint that and use it for the casings for the closets and things like that on the inside. And it's taken quite a bit. There's a lot of dry splits and things like that, so I've had to glue it up and fill nail holes and cracks and everything like that, and then sand it down. And so it's taking a little bit of time, but it's nice to get moving on that again as well. So I'm not sure how well this shows up on camera, but this little patch right here, I can see that there's all kinds of new grass coming in, and this is actually the first area that I spread the compost out on. I came through and I drug a rake over the ground after it had been watered for a few days to kind of soften it up a little bit, and created some little grooves. And then I threw my seed down through both of these watering zones, and I was trying to think back, and I think I only covered the first zone on that first day and kind of left all this seed over here exposed. And so I think what happened is either the birds got it or the wind blew it away, because this area here, even when it had been watered, was not growing anything really. And so I ended up shutting this water zone down, and I'm just gonna wait for natural rain for that one, because then the next zone that I planted, there's actually natural vegetation popping up, and the grass seed is actually starting to pop up as well. Same with that zone over there. So something happened in this zone between when I scattered the seed and when I covered it, so where it wasn't growing properly. So I'm actually going to adjust. I may not adjust that. I was thinking I might lower the time that these zones run over here, because there's not as much compost over the top of this stuff, but I may just leave it for a little bit longer. So anyway, that is the update. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up. Please subscribe to our channel if you're not already subscribed. And as I said before, once we get to 250 subscribers, I will be giving away a farm logo t-shirt with our logo on it to somebody. So make sure that you are sharing these videos so that we get our subscribers up to that. So last time I checked, I think we were at 208 subscribers. So just a few more and we'll do that giveaway. So stay tuned for those details as well. As always, thanks for joining us, and God bless.